Good day, everyone. And today I will be discussing system software and management. I'll begin by informing you that you have this particular integrated, there's a typo error, that's integrated ship management system. So when you say integrated ship management systems, this means it's a complete solution to all the processes of the maritime industry, whether it is ship owning, ship management, ship operations, accounting, broking, communications, chartering, or ship weather routing. So like this, your ship management system will include, as you can see, there's the onboard. We have the onboard integrated software, and we have the one which is the office. Okay, office system. No? So they are synchronized, of course, because there is what you call the email system. So they're able to communicate also through the internet, in other words. So when you say on board, you are on the ship. Okay. Of course, office means you are at the office at that time. Why? Because there are, while you are on board the ship, the office must be able to track your status, location, whereabouts, and take note, they have to give you, of course, the budget, the exchange rate, and if ever you need maintenance, and so on and so forth. So that's why we have the onboard and the office system. So for ship management, we also have the marine accounting and MIS, vessel budgeting, freight collection, payments module, planned maintenance software, master's general account, vessel crewing software. So there are really a lot. Dry docking software, voyage estimation, voyage operations, exchange rates, and the synchronization module, meaning wherever you are, the office must be able to be notified. And marine accounting and MIS. So if ever you are already a seaman, you have to understand there's an application for multi-company, multi-group, and multi-currency accounting support. Like I've told you probably in the past that I have a brother who's also a seaman. And like when he went on board a Magsaysay shipping company cruise, they docked at certain countries in Europe, like Germany, Portugal, etc. So the currency in Portugal is not the same as in, let's say, UK. Okay? Maybe in Portugal, they're using euros, but in UK, they're using the pound, right? So that's why they have that. And there are three features of the marine accounting and MIS: support of voyage accounting, running costs, reporting cash flow, and so on and so forth. So this is the vessel budgeting system. Okay, so you have there for requisitions, like if there's a problem with the engine, they need spare parts. And so there's the budget, the orders, yeah, and they are also in the system, so the software. There's also the vessel budgeting system. So how much budget is needed, like in this case, you have calculations for different running costs, income, profit, credit line, voyage budgeting, all the things that you need for the voyage, like if you need oil or you need spare parts, food, etc. So this is how the vessel budgeting system looks like. And as you can see, it has here, so maybe when you work in Magsaysay shipping lines, they'll also, not maybe, but they will train you if you are going to be assigned to this department. So we have the requisitions, the orders. So what are the urgent requisitions, outstanding orders? That's your vessel budgeting system. Now for the freight collection software, it also has another aspect to it. This is the software that is designed for post-fixture information. So like I told you, my brother used to work in the Magsaysay shipping company, and he was voyaging, or his voyage included European countries. So they need this software keeps track of voyage revenues, meaning income, how magkano yung kinita in that particular cruise voyage, as well as the freight collection software. So yung mga utang, okay? So you could also have the debit notes, okay? Like if the company will pay for a certain supply, where what was the amount needed, or you need to charter a certain ship, then the vouchers will be prepared by the freight collection software. So please make sure you read this well, because it may come out in the exam, and I'm not the one who will make the exam, no? So there's the freight collection software. See, there are even charts in the payments module. Of course, this is for all those items that have outstanding payables during a certain period. For example, magsaysay shipping company or shipping lines will need to pay for the oil. So at a certain period, like let's say deadline is September 15, so like today. So they have the payments module that will take care of that. They can also pay in partial payments. And we also have, so aside from the payments module, also has invoices, prepayments, credit notes. So it automatically creates the accounting entry. Can you just imagine, so many ships are sailing every day? So this accounting module called the payments module will take care of the different payments for those ships' needs or supplies. So this is how the payment module looks like. And you can see there's your invoice, okay, like for the payments. And you even have here in the navigation bar for the other aspects like accounting rules, payments, and so on and so forth. So instead of using paper and pen, they also have the payment module already. Now, every ship may also have some malfunctioning parts. So the planned maintenance software for ships was created for this purpose. So for maintenance monitoring, of course, hindi naman pwedeng yung mga seaman naglalayag na yung barko tapos biglang, ay, nasira yung makina, right? So that's why there's the planned maintenance. Before the ship sails, there's the department of the planned maintenance, or the one that takes care of planned maintenance, that does this. So they're able to monitor if the ship is still working well, the parts are in good condition through this. So if ever you will be informed, this is the planned maintenance schedule, you have to abide by it if ever they tell you they're still doing the planned maintenance. So it could be semi-annual, and there is also the spare parts usage monitoring, as I've mentioned. Now, this is how it looks like. So the software interface of the planned maintenance. So you can see there are the system dashboard, the job cards are here, outstanding defects, overdue jobs, no? And you have the navigator, and surveys, meters, and the like. Aside from planned maintenance, we have your master's general account. So it facilitates the operation department and automatically checks master's account. So you have multiple collective and individual crew agreements. So mga sweldo, no, like pay slips. This is what the master collection does. So yung sweldo ng mga seamen. And it processes monthly and extra allotments. Okay, so just a minute. And then, so as I said, this is for the salary, right? Now, aside from the salary, the master's general account. By the way, can you hear me well, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you, Andre. So as I've mentioned, this handles the payslip, no, the salary. So look at the currencies. So some are in euros, others are in US dollar because the different currencies are also converted. Okay. So this handles multiple collective and individual crew arrangements and, as mentioned, validates pay slips received from the master. So that's the master general account. By the way, when you say master class, we're talking about payroll master, huh? Since this is for accounting, or the main general account, in other words. So like, look at this payroll period. Some of you mentioned you want to earn a lot, no? So example, this is just an example. This was for the January 1, 2015 to January 31, 2015 pay slip. Okay. So the persons, I mean, involved are here. These are the seamen, and those are the voyage start date, voyage end date, and their ranks. So there's the chief officer, second officer, master, and so on and so forth. So the master could probably be the captain also. Now, vessel crewing software for ships like this, no? So it's like HR or human resources. So they provide the this vessel crewing software provides the historical performance record of each seaman, personal card, seaman application, and follow-up. You also have the quick search for any qualifications of the seaman's personal card. I also know you need the seaman's booklet, no? So they'll tell you if you all the requirements needed before you can also be given the this particular job assignment. Okay, so that's the vessel crewing software. So for the vessel crewing software, it looks like this. It even has a picture of the seafarer. So, and their details like here. So there's the voyage, destination, and the details about that crew. Now, the dry docking software, it creates the dry docking report and sends various shipyards for quotations, as well as the final order placement. So this is the dry docking. So that's the picture of the ship. Okay, there's the ship. And then it calculates for the reports and the floating status. Are there the sensors as well? No, it's a bit technical, but you just have to be aware about the dry docking software as well as this. So there are also other pictures in the gallery, okay, as well as the ability to use text snippets. Then the voyage estimation software. So as I've mentioned, you need to know the budget, right? So you have your voyage estimation software, which does take note online, okay? Online checking of more than one vessel for the same job. Because you are moving from one destination to another. And this is how it looks like. For the cargo, they're mentioned here, the cargo name, loading port, like it says Tianjin, China, Rizhao, China, Qingdao, China. And here, the port rotation. So there's China, there's Singapore, all right. There's the Netherlands. So you'll really be able to travel. And that's your voyage estimation software. Now, we also have the voyage operation software. So this is needed for decision making. So if you know the Titanic, right? Someone told us, had the Titanic possessed a good database, they would not have sunk. So hindi daw lumubog sana yung Titanic kung may maganda silang database. A database is also similar to a software. And here, the voyage operations will show that there are passage speed calculation, okay, as well as the charter party over or under performance evaluation. So because they need to know if they are in good condition, the ships are in good condition, and that their destination or their target destination is in order. Okay, or their ship is in order for the target destination. So like this, look at the example. You have the calendar, excuse me, for the voyage operations. Then you have the vessel. So this is MV Danao S2. Okay. And you have the event name. They had the test. These are the period covered, expected time of arrival, expected time of departure. Okay, so they are able to keep track of all the vessels or the ships and the exchange rate. I just don't know which shipping line you will be working at, but my brother, when my brother worked in Magsaysay shipping lines, his salary was already converted to peso. Okay, so that's why the exchange rate is also very important, so that you'll know how much it will be when converted. Okay, so this is an easy to use application and it records the different utilities. Next, we also have, so this is now the synchronization module. As I told you, the people at the office should know your whereabouts. So like you, let's say in Spain, you had to stop first because you had a certain engine malfunction. So the office should be informed. And of course, it's the captain who does that or the master. Then this is how it looks like. Okay. So there's the vessel, which is Danao. And then the name of the server is Danao because that's this ship, right? And last imported file, it's mentioned there. The master table is also here. Okay. So even if you don't understand all of it well, the point is the synchronization module just makes sure that it replicates, meaning it copies the data from the office to the ship. And they have strict transactions control procedures. Like you will need the approval of a certain superior. So this is how it looks like. Okay. And then now we'll skip the questions, but I'll continue on because I'll be talking about the 12 examples of ship management software integrated headquarters applications. Could you please read this? Can I hear from Sean Andre de Assis? Sean?
Opo, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
Babasahin ko yung ano, yung, hello po, ma'am.
Mhm. Hi. Okay. Do you need help, the Assis?
Ma'am, nagdi-DC daw po siya.
Oh, I see. I didn't hear that well. Can we have Jason Castillon instead?
Babasahin po, ma'am.
Yes.
Ship Management Software Integrated Headquarters Application. First is Maritime Accounting and MIS. Second one is Vessel Budgeting System, Freight Collection Software, Payments Module, Plan Maintenance Software for Ships, Masters General Accounts, Vessel Crewing Software for Ships, Dry Docking Software, Voyage Estimation Software, Voyage Operation Software, Exchange Rates, Synchronization Module,
Synchronization.
Synchronizations.
Okay. Thank you. So, like what Jason mentioned, these are the summary of the different applications, right? Now, let's have the Assis. Could you please read integrated onboard software?
Integrated upboard software. Designed to provide chief officer with an easy and efficient tool to handle the majority of their daily administrative work. The system relies on the store-based ship management concept. Headquarters are the pivot points where information is collected. The system additionally interfaces with machinery monitoring and bridge equipment as well as with ship-to-shore communication system.
Okay. So, take note from the word integrated. So, that means there are many software that are found in this particular system. So you could be a seafarer in the future, and they will teach you different software. So one of them could be this. So like take note that this is shore based, no? A while ago that was for on board. Now we're talking about shore based. So meaning the office, it's for the office now. So you have your also the same, no, like planned maintenance, but you also have the spare parts, control system, stores, control, provisions, control, crewing system, master's general account, vessel operation, vessel synchronization, ISM, checklist generator, and onboard ISM. So this is now the onboard for the ship. Huh? So like this was already mentioned a while ago. You have the planned maintenance. And look at this, there are even critical, or overdue. Okay? So that's why when I was still working in the industry, our training manager said, had the Titanic possessed a good database, then they would not have sunk. It's because when you do not take care of this, like there are critical or overdue, okay, overdue maintenance tasks that are not done yet, then that's where the problem takes place. So this is a good way to make sure that your critical maintenance tasks are done. No? You can easily see such urgent maintenance schedules. Then the spare parts control system. Of course, when you're riding a car, right? When you're riding a car, you have to have a spare tire because if you don't have a spare tire, what if you get a flat tire while driving? So what will happen? You will have to look for a nearby mechanic, okay, who will help you out. But if you have a spare tire, you'll just get your spare tire and change it on your own. So this is why we have something like the spare parts control system, which of course creates automatically your spares requisition. When you say requisition, request. Okay. So there's also the real-time inventory control, like you're running low on oil or for your stocks, your food, and other necessities. So there's also the recording of spares that were already repaired. Okay? And handling with automatic inventory update. So this is the good thing. It is automatically done. So this is how it looks like. You can see that you have their requisitions if they're already approved, and the currency, the name of the order or the item, and so on and so forth. So this is for the spares department. Then the source control system. So you have your inventory, right? But this is also able to create store requisition, departmental inventory control, minimum and maximum stock control. So this is how it looks like. And you have your engine stores. These are the requests or requisitions. And the status, it is already approved. All right, so this department is the engine stores. Now, let's go further with the provisions control system. For provisions control, you also have your requisition creation, inventory, minimum, maximum stock level. Always remember, class, there's maybe you're thinking, ma'am, bakit palaging may minimum, maximum stock level? It's because when you are already a seafarer, when you say minimum, for example, when you have minimum stocks, like let's say you have I'm just thinking of let's say the oil, and then the maximum oil. Okay? So because if let's say the oil, I'm not really familiar that well, but let's say you just have 10 gallons of oil left. Okay. So that's the minimum, meaning they should already replenish the oil in your ship if it's already 10 gallons. But for maximum, let's say 2,000 gallons, just an example for the oil. Okay. So that's when they assign certain quantities of the stocks to ensure that you're able to check if you're already in need of getting more oil or supplies. That's what replenish means. Now, this is the provisions control system. So you have here the cylindrical pin, a certain part of the ship, okay, and its details. With the provision control, it shows you what that particular item is, okay? And it even describes its details. So now we're done with that. We're now moving on to crewing system. So here we have what we call the active crew. Okay, so logically, active crew means the ones who are on board the ship, right? So like they will be prepared according to different standards, and they should have qualifications and certificates. So this crewing system takes care of that, as well as the seaman's book and official documents expiry dates. If your visa, let's say you're going to be deployed to a certain ship, like let's say Magsaysay Shipping Lines. Now, Magsaysay will also inform you about your seaman booklet or seaman's book and your visa, your passport, etc. Okay? So That's why we need the crewing system. And like what I showed a while ago, it looks like this. And again, you have the master's general account. So remember, you're going to be paid. So susweldo kayo. Of course, you have what we call the pay slips, the cash on board, allotments. Yan. So when you say allotments, like what happens to a seafarer? Let's say Juan de la Cruz is a magsaysay shipping company employee. So, or crew. What will happen? Si Juan de la Cruz, let's say meron siyang mother, he will now give the allotment to to his mother. Okay? So, pwedeng yung allotment, I'm talking about allotment now, class. So, let's say 60% kay Juan de la Cruz. 60% of his income or salary for short. No? That's for Juan de la Cruz. But then the 40% will be of salary, will be given to mother of Juan. You understand, class, about the allotment? Okay, so ganun, it's up to you.
Opo.
You will, okay, thank you. Well, what if you are married? If you're married, it could go to your wife. No, it's up to you. It could even go to your sister or brother. Okay, so why did they do this? Konting trivia. Natawa eh. Kasi there, when I went to, I had to go to, I won't name the company, but it's a shipping company. And according to what I learned, meron palang nagpupuntang, yon, hindi lang pala isa yung asawa, no? So what happens, they have a conflict. Kanino ba ibibigay yung sweldo, no? Nagagalit yung misis, wala daw siyang natatanggap na sweldo ng mister niya. So that's the concept of the allotment. That's how the allotment concept took place. Kasi para mawala na yung problemang ganyan, automatic na from the salary of the seaman, nade-deduct na yung allotment. So diretso na sa bank account of the wife or the girl. It depends on you, no? So the wife, the mother, father, brother, or sister of the seafarer. That's why they had the allotment. Now, another is advances. So if you take cash advance, there's also that bonded stores, telegrams, overtime, etc. Okay, and you can see it here. You have the names, you have the currency, the rank, the voyage from, and voyage to. So that's the general account. And then we also have the vessel operation. Like what I've mentioned a while ago, it electronically fills up and transmits to the office the noon arrival and departure telegram. So this is a good thing. Mababawasan yung trabaho nung captain or the officers because it automatically creates the transmission of the vessel operation. Like they already docked, kunyari, nasa Portugal na yung ship, or it already went to Germany, or nasa France na, or sa Spain, no? So this will be able to record the docking already. So now, of course, whatever happens on board the ship, the spare parts, the knots, no? The travel time, like the ETA or expected time of arrival, departure, is synchronized to the shore-based personnel, meaning those at the office. And this is how it looks like. So your example here is the ship MV Danao or Danao, and you have there. Oh, by the way, if you see, there's the master table, slave table. This is kind of techy, but what it means, like, this is the original file, okay, or original table, right? But then the slave is like the copied table. or copy of original table. Why do we do this? Because what if you want to edit something from the original table, but you need the original table to be available without any changes. So you use a slave table. So like the dog, think of it like the human being or is the master. Now wherever the human being goes, the dog follows. So it's like that. The human being is the master, the dog is the slave. So in this case, the master table is the original table, but then it could have replicas or what we call slave table for purposes of monitoring the vessel. Now we have the ISM checklist generator, which is an onboard checklist generation software, as well as it analyzes onboard procedures, evaluates the safety system on board, again, while the ship is sailing, and it has electronic transfer lists. So it looks like this class. You have the manuals. Oh yeah, one more thing. You will have a lot of training. I hope you already are aware, no? So like my brother was given a training they're on the ship tapos pinatalon sila mula sa barko sa dagat. Tapos dapat parang 10 or 20 seconds hindi siya gumagalaw. Kailangan kaya niya yon na tumagal siya no nasa tubig, nasa dagat na ganon. So that's just one example of a training. But then there are more. So in the company manual, you will find many checklists or documents. And then you have the policy statement and also the different topics of that particular manual or policies. So that's the ISM checklist generator. So now the onboard ISM, I mentioned safety a while ago. They also have drills, no, and they have their crew doing this because they need to be ready for any eventuality. So they also have the predefined checklist and inspection forms. So people will also inspect the ship if ever all of it is in order. Okay. So now that's the end of our lesson about systems ship management software. We have the onboard software and we also have the shore-based software. Any questions, class?
Wala naman po.
All right. So that's it. I hope you
Ma'am,
learned.
i-send mo ulit yung video niyan sa may GC, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so that's it for the lesson 4 lecture today.